Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the Weekly Timetable. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as Train Man or the Admiral, and this week I have a bunch of things to talk about, including a number of videos, a few of which there were some incidents with. Bazinga, Tristan's channel. I've never been a fan of that show. I've never been a fan of Big Bang Theory, to be honest. I found the humor to be a little bit, I don't know, forced. I don't know. I've never really been much for sitcoms for the most part, but that's neither here nor there. I just didn't, I just didn't get it. It didn't grab me. It was like a haha, yeah, right? Wait, why is this funny? Uh, anyway, that's my brief opinion on the origin of Bazinga. I know it's not the is it the origin of it actually? I know it's what popularized it, but I would wonder if it was around before then. Yeah. I don't know, either just like that word being kind of random. Dean says yeetus. Well, there's a special word. Anyway, speaking of things that got yeeted, I accidentally yeeted a couple of videos into the wrong folder and didn't upload them on time. At least I think that's what happened. Something could have happened on YouTube that wasn't my fault, but odds are it was my fault. I talked about this briefly in Under Construction. Speaking of that, so yeah, Under Construction 83 and the Zombie Train number 302 got accidentally delayed. And in fact, they came in the wrong order, so there was a gap. Somebody pointed this out to me in one of the streams, in the War Chungus stream, actually, as a matter of fact, and I didn't know what they were talking about. And then I went to post, or no, I went to go back and read the comments. Dean noticed the mustache. There's a story about the mustache. I will tell it in a moment. I refound it in my basement because I was going through stuff. So yeah, I failed to upload those, or they failed to upload, or something happened. But those are up now, as well as the follow-up videos. Under Construction 84 and Zombie Train 304, those both came out. Under Construction, I had Madison with me again, and she says she would like to do more. When Ellis doesn't read your comment, re-triggered. Did you post a comment on Under Construction 83 by any chance? Because that came out after I filmed 84. It's backwards. I'm gonna read. Oh, you said Big Chungus. Whoop-de freaking do. When there are only a few people here, the pickings are slim. I've got to pick out anything I can. You showed up. You said Big Chungus. I was already talking about Chungus. Like it's so passe. Anyway. One of the highlights of Under Construction 84, in accompaniment with Madison being there, is we did our Florida Man horoscopes and read them out loud, and she did a couple of her relatives, and I asked people to post their Florida Man horoscopes, and I've noticed with the notifications I've been getting about comments that people have been posting them. I'm so excited to read them next episode. I'm so excited, and I hope she's here with me, because she's gonna, because Madison doesn't like it when I get my hair cut. I wish I had my passport photo so I could show you guys what I'm gonna look like, but oh crap, I've got to keep that with me because I have to show the people at the stylist what I'm supposed to look like. It's not great, and it takes like a couple of months for it to return to like a normal, good looking thing. Then we can get you. Is my social security? No, like, is social security number on the passport? I didn't even realize. Whatever, I have the photo for it in its own little booklet. So, well, you can see all the stamps I have from my Italy trip. I have like 3 or 4 stamps because we transferred through places. Anyway, just give us the 4 numbers on the back of your credit card. Joke's on you, I don't have 4 numbers on the back of my card. I have 3. Dean, you do got to get a passport. Everyone should get a passport. Honestly, going abroad was a fantastic experience. Everyone should go and see Europe, or Japan or China, or I know I just said Europe as a continent, but visiting other countries is an eye-opening experience. Being like, only knowing the stuff that's around you can lead to a very closed-minded sort of view, and the more you see, the more perspectives you'll get. So not only is it a fantastic experience to go and see these other places, but I didn't say go see all of Europe. I said go to Europe. You can go to part of Europe. I have recently, for whatever reason, acquired the desire. Yeah, Central Ohio trains. No doubt is I saw 5 people crammed on a tiny scooter in the Dominican Republic. That's pretty funny. But I acquired the desire to visit Chernobyl, and I convinced Madison to go with me by comparing it to Fallout. And yeah, so I think we're gonna go to Chernobyl at some point. Maybe did I mention this last week? I feel like I made the same joke about I should do it like after we have kids. Anyway, so yeah, still pushing the Tennessee Pass discussion. Leibold is in Strasbourg right now, so he's not available. But I will come around to something that he came up with recently. Can we all go? I mean, horseman trip to Chernobyl. But horseman trip to Strasbourg. We have a day and time that we're riding the train to, the train with 611 on September 29th. So, come visit us. Come say hello. We'll be on that back platform doing the Queen wave. Hello, my subjects. Anyway, there was one more video that I wanted to get to this week and that I didn't because I ended up going out for a sandwich instead. I was going to, before I made this, do an AI workshop stream where I just worked on the AI and told Brandon it would be like a Sunday driving, but it would be just between me and the chat, and I would be sort of figuring things out. So I'm not really sure what the meat of that was going to be because a lot of the stuff that goes on in Tollbrain is already programmed, at least for the first 3 hours. So it would be kind of boring to start off with, but I don't know. Maybe I would do something else for the first hour and people could just watch the trains go. I mentioned that multiple times on Under Construction. It's something I'd like to do. It's something that I think could be very enlightening, and it will give me time to work on that AI. Graham says foam the trains. Well, I have it set up so it'll move the camera from train to train whenever, when those trains are doing interesting things. So it's sort of taken care of. I don't even have to touch anything. I will sit down over there and play a game, and I'll just watch the things go and just keep an eye on it to see if anything goes wrong, because sometimes it will. Anyway, so that's all the video stuff for this week. Hi, David Mitchell. Yeah, because I put out those 4 videos, which was absurd because of dumb reasons. We did the War Chungus stream, which was a relatively small stream, but we had some fun. A lot of boats, and then we did the race at the end, which that was really funny. Which next stream, this coming Wednesday, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a swordfish getting adventure. We're all gonna go and fly Brits and get our swordfishes and kit them out. Swordfish. Is swordfish the plural of swordfish? I feel like it should be. So that we can just have the slowest race of all time. Can you play the Sunken Boats DLC this week? Amtrak makes you very comfortable on coming back to that. That's a throwback. Anyway, so this coming week, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be in Boston for 2 days. So that's Boston, and then Rhode Island the next 3 days. But on Wednesday, I might have a little bit of a weird day because I'm getting this all cut off on Wednesday at 2:30. So I will be hopefully going into work early and then leaving work a little bit early and going over to the hair school where a cute college girl will be chopping all my hair off. So, I need to tidy up and look good, Madison doesn't like it when I say that. But, that's really the advantage of going to the hair school. Hi, howdy, KS1 Productions. I knew you were an M. I totally lost my train of thought, but You should do a vlog of the transformation. Yeah, just have a camera pointed at me. It takes like 2 hours for them to do a haircut because it is the hair school. Uh, yeah, but I do. Have you ever did anything in Newfoundland and Labrador in Zombie Train? That's a question to ask on the Zombie Train, not here. Short answer, no. Oh wait, no, Newfoundland and Labrador, they're in Canada. Sorry, I confused them with somewhere else. Yeah, no, I probably did. 2 hours. No, I'm serious because it's a school, and because I have to cut all of this off. There, it takes longer. Part of it is though they actually go they take you in the back, they put you in the sink, they wash your hair, and give you like a little head massage. Uh, and that's all included, and it's only $5, so it's so worth it. And yeah, and then they'll do a little bit, and they'll like call somebody who knows what they're doing over, and they'll be like, "All right, you should pull it this way, and like string the comb up through here, and cut it like this, or you know, or just go across here, or whatever. You can cut it down to 15 minutes and use it for the zombie train. That'd be pretty funny. You're right. I have a friend that looks like you at black. I feel sorry for them. Nobody should be burdened with looking like me. Anyway, so that's my upcoming week. The zombie train and under construction might be pushed a little bit because I have something that's coming up on Thursday, which has to do with the house, which I'll get to, and that's also I'll get to the mustache thing. But I want to talk about it for a minute. The one thing that's come in the Horseman vein of things since last time, which is Weibel came up with a plan for what to do with the narrow gauge in the future, and it's a very loose. It's just a few plot points because we are in 1954. No, we're in 55 or 56. We started in 53. Yeah, we're in 54 now because we're in the middle of season 2-ish. So he's working on a plan, which is great because it's one of the first times that he's been back and been working on Horseman stuff in a while, and he's come out with quite a bit. He had a burst of creativity there, and I read through it, and I like it. I talked to him about it, and we sort of went back and forth on it a little bit, but I think the bones of it, again, it's sort of the end of the narrow gauge because it doesn't survive as long as the rest of the Horsemen, of course, and there will come a point in the near future where that starts winding down, and you see the couple of engines that are not going to make it get scrapped, and then the other engines eventually get sort of sent wherever they're going. Yeah, we have been wanting to do a little Horseman workshop about just basic plot points, but particularly the narrow gauge right now, because like I talked about last week, there's sort of the holes in the schedule at current, and we've got a lot of people that like to write, but not a lot of time to work on that, and we need to sort of, put our thoughts together. The railroads of Newfoundland and Labrador is cut off from the International Railroad. I didn't know that. I'll have to look into that. What about dual gauge operation? Well, if the narrow gauge is going, the section that's dual gauge would probably still see limited service, but only over the standard gauge. That's my assumption. We will see where the plot takes us. Anyway, just another aside for writing projects. I hit a roadblock, the dumbest kind of roadblock, when writing the Housatonic, and it brought me to wondering what kind of SUV would what kind of ratty old SUV would somebody in 2018 be driving around? And I was going for a specific look, and I found that look, which Dean provided, and then Mason provided a better one, so I'm going to go with a Jeep Cherokee, like a 2001 Jeep Cherokee, which I wanted something a little bit later. I just felt like, cars don't always last that long, but I feel like it's got the exact kind of look I'm looking for. It's a very blocky sort of car, and I'm not going to do like a Volvo wagon, so it fits it's about as late as I can go and still get that look, and you still see these things around a little bit. There's a narrow gauge railroad shell hauling freight in Arizona. Okay, yeah, but I'm talking about the Horseman is what I'm talking about. Milky says brick. So speaking of my brick, actually, this is sort of out of order, but I can talk about the mustache too. So my other brick is going to be getting a rack and pinion soon. I'm going back and forth with my mechanic, and he's going to give me a price probably when I call him up on Monday, which is tomorrow. And then he'll move forward with that, which is really good timing because the noises that my car are making are getting louder and more aggressive. So I want it to go to him, and there are a couple more things I want him to look at. I was trying to fold down the rear seat today, and I think the mechanism is just totally jammed up. So I want him to take a look at that. I need to get all the boxes out of the car first because I have a ton of empty boxes in there that I'm, preparing to fill with stuff to move. And I almost took my car does actually violently vibrate, but I almost stole a couple pallets off the side of the road, but they were too ratty for me to want to put in the back of my car, and I don't have a roof rack yet. So I decided to leave them there, and I'll get better pallets later. I'm thinking maybe one of Madison's friends from when she worked at Walmart might be able to get me some secondhand pallets. Maybe. That's just my thought. Yeah, the violent vibration is something that I want to fix. It's a center drive shaft bearing and a transmission mount that need to be fixed. They're not, like, critical, but they are annoying, and they deserve some work. So, anyway, David Mitchell just subscribed to Milky Penguin. I hope you're not disappointed. Anyway, so, yeah, the reason that that comes with the mustache. So I went through I found the mustache because I was going through stuff in the basement because we have a move-out date for my cousin, so the house is going to be empty on April 15th, and then we have some time after that where we're going to clean that house, and then we're going to be moving it. Now, I have to go through closing for the mortgage first. I got a bunch of paperwork for that done today, and apparently there's way more to come. So I'm super not excited about that. Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time. Also, with that is insurance paperwork, because with the other car coming back after she gets a new rack and pinion, I will need to add that car to my insurance policy. It's also been 6 months since I started my last policy, so it's going to lapse, so I need to get a new one. Just as well, Madison's about to purchase her car from her mother and will need to be on her own insurance as well. So we're going to put all that together, which we already did a quote, and then, that's that. So we'll be doing all sorts of really fun paperwork here in the next couple of weeks. I'm so looking forward to it. And please kill me. But I was going through the basement, and I found, cataloging stuff that I'm going to have to take with me, or that I'm going to get and have to take with me. And I found the mustache. The mustache is from RPI. I don't know where it came from. I don't know whose it was, but somebody placed it on the rear windshield of my car while it was sitting in the parking lot. I asked all of my friends, and nobody said it was them. So I just don't know where a giant mustache could have come from. But now I have a giant cardboard mustache. So why would you ever get rid of something like that? It's really dusty, though, from sitting in the basement. I should give it some love, basically. And then wear it on my face. Or just, you know what? I should strap it to the grill of my car. Maybe like in the winter when it's really cold. So you get, like the school buses have a tarp that goes over the grill so the engine actually gets to warm up. I should do that, but with a giant mustache. Anyway, yeah, so we have a move-out date. I mentioned rack and pinion. Other thing in the other category, because we're down here already, when bots attack, we've had a lot of spam bots coming into the fan chat, which has been ridiculous, like double the volume we've ever had in a day before, but it just keeps coming. And so I closed the link joining for that group for now. I left the link joining for the guest list open, because the guest list is a little bit easier to curate, and is 136 is counting my bot group. Okay, I think I have like 150 now. I'm doing really well. I'm cultivating bots left and right. I have 162, so, beat that. Yeah, so I'll see if things even out in the guest list, and then I'll reopen the fan chat. If anybody wants to get into the fan chat, just hit me up on Skype at bombs321, and I will put you in the fan chat. So, we can do that manually. But if you talk to me in Russian, I won't add you to the fan chat. That's just how we go. I'm sorry. I'm not racist, but it's just we've had a lot of problems. Uh, Interstellar Bruce asks, do you have any interest in 20th century interurban or streetcar operations? I was building a route on that setting. Uh, Milky does. No, I do as well. I do as well. It's much more of a passing interest than a lot of people's, or than a few people I know at least. But yeah, Milky's the trolley guy. So while I am definitely interested, he is the go-to guy. I am, if you've seen my work in under construction, you know that I'm totally, I find it very cool. I just don't follow it as much as I do some other things. But that said, this is something I've sort of espoused, or something I've mentioned from time to time, is the fact that when it comes to foamage, when it comes to railroad stuff, I'm very much a jack of all trades and master of none. I haven't done a lot of stuff that a lot of other people in the Horsemen have, and I'm talking about the group now, not the series. And therefore, I end up with a lot of cursory knowledge about a lot of subjects, and not super deep knowledge about any one subject in particular. The only real knowledge that I have is a lot of just basic engineering knowledge applied to foamage and railroads. Other than that, it's just what I see and what I read. I don't really get up close with stuff a lot. I just sort of glean information from all the other people around me that are much smarter on specific topics. Like Chris with anthracite roads, or Milky with trolleys, or Weibold with things in Colorado, for example. Anyway, that said, and this is like a shout out to everyone here, if anyone has the, or Dean with guns. I was talking about railroad knowledge specifically, but, I'll come to you when I have a question on, the Schwer Gustav railgun. If you don't know about it, well, I suggest you learn, because you're the guy that I'm going to be asking now, Dean. So, anyway, absolutely go volunteer at places. I sort of miss my opportunities to do so, and now I could at Essex, but I just don't have a whole lot of, I don't have a whole lot of free time. It's kind of frustrating. One of my friends from college, friends from college was just talking to me about how she feels like, despite working fewer hours than she did like over last summer, she feels like she has a much worse work-life balance, and I totally get it. It can be a lot harder when you start falling into a routine of a 40-hour work week where you get home and you just want to prepare for the next day. You don't feel like you have the opportunity to go out and do anything because you've just got to prepare for tomorrow. And yeah, I feel that as well. So I feel like my weekends are like super precious time, and I don't want to spend them on anything. And I don't know. I don't know. I could definitely, and probably should definitely, take the opportunity to do a little bit of volunteering at places around me. I'm sure, I would love to volunteer at Essex or go up to Maine for whatever reason. Or go out to Newport even. So, I could do, but I don't, unfortunately. Anyway, speaking of my free time, so last segment to cover here. Speaking of my free time, so we had a Minecraft SAR. Oh, that's the other video that I missed. We did have a SAR. I'm building them around in Train Sim 2019, and I wanted to focus on line of sight operation, as well as interactive street running with automobiles. Also, sorry, can't type fast. Well, it's okay. So you can slow down. You can slow down. I'll read it when I come around to it, and I'll read it when you type it, and I'll come back around to it. I'm interested. If you're doing it, if you're doing it in 2019, I don't have that installed yet, but I'll have it installed sooner or later. I have it, so there's that. I'll be happy to, if it's something you want me to route review or whatever, you've got a few weeks, and then if you tell me, hey, I have a route for you, it's in 2019, go install 2019, and then download this content, I'd be down for it. I'd be cool. I would love to do a trolley route. The only trolley centric route I've done is Milky's, although we did have that interurban competition a while ago, I think. Yeah, that's when Gary Railways happened. Anyway, so yeah, we had a Minecraft SAR. I almost won it, but Scary Yoshi almost won it twice, so I gave him the last gold block of mine. And so he's going to be our SAR next time around, so whenever he decides to call us all in and do that again, we'll do that again. I believe I just got a comment somewhere asking where Minecraft was. Minecraft is mostly going to be in the form of streams now, because it's just easier to do that way. And I'm trying to do more Minecraft, because now that I have the server right here, I can keep a much closer eye on it, and it's a little bit better than what we had before. So, I'd like to do more Minecraft. I was going to play some today, but there were a lot of things I was going to do today that I didn't do. What I did do today was get my daily. I already talked about what we did in War Thunder, and like I said, I'm still grinding hard for a bigger boat, and I will eventually. I haven't. I will get it eventually. But something I did play today, technically, I played a little bit of Fallout 76 with Madison, which, that's like our group bonding game, or our couples bonding game these days, even though we just get it handed to it. We get it handed to us in it every time. We're so bad. I don't even know. Like, I was half decent at Fallout 4, but either I've gotten worse or things have gotten harder. I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing something wrong. Maybe it's just that I don't like carrying around heavy weapons or something like that. I found 6 mini nukes on a super mutant the other day, so maybe that's a sign that I should get myself a fat man and start nuking. But I hear, based on stuff I've seen on the subreddit, that the heavy weapons don't do as much damage as they probably should. So maybe I'll just hold out on that. I have a couple of weapons that I really like, but I keep blowing through ammo for them, so that's an issue. Ammo's always the problem, and I don't like trading with vendors, so I actually literally have never spent a cap in Fallout 4 in all the hours I've put into it. I am a total cap hoarder, and I don't interact with vendors at all. So anyway, the other thing, so I would love to play this, and I used to play it a bunch, but it's hard to get the squad back together. But I saw an Achievement Hunter video in Rainbow Six Siege, and I want to play Rainbow Six again. That game is so fun. I'm so bad at it. Like, I'm worse at that than I am at Fallout. But I love that game. It is so much fun. It's so frustrating sometimes, and it's worse when you're with teammates that are actually good, and they're like, "Oh man, this guy sucks," and I'm like, "Yeah, I do kind of suck," but I would love to play it again. Also, David Mitchell asks, "Have I heard of Nuclear?" The subreddit's Nuclear and Pro Revenge. I've heard of Pro Revenge. I've not heard of Nuclear. I'm not subscribed to either of them, but maybe I'll have to check them out. But anyway. Yeah, so that's my life right now. Paperwork, and a racket pinion. Keeping an eye on finances, trying not to spend too much money, running all over the state eating sandwiches. Because it's almost the end of March and I have those coupons that I've talked about prior. You stood there very funny. You stood there very... Wait. You stood there very funny and cool. There one about a pro revenge by a train conductor. Okay. Oh, I should. They're very funny and cool. There's one talking about a pro revenge by a train conductor. Okay. Wow. Okay. I figured out what you were trying to say. I thought you were saying I was very funny and cool, so I realized there was something wrong with that. Anyway. Yeah, so, yeah, perhaps I will have to check them out. Anyway, I have to head off because, as always, when I have Boston in the morning, I can't really stick around. But I would love to do a little bit more streaming in this upcoming weekend. We have a podcast coming up this weekend, but other than that, I'm pretty available. Anyway, 2 weekends from now, I'll be going up to New Hampshire. It's very close to Madison's birthday, and we're just doing that to celebrate. We're going to her, not her favorite arcade, I guess, but one of her favorite places. David Mitchell, if you want to send me links to stuff, I suggest either putting it... I'm not sure if you can link stuff in comments of things. Send it to me on Skype. That's Bombs321. I've got the... What do I have as a picture right now? I had J. Jonah Jameson doing that. Now I have something else. I actually forget what my profile picture is. Oh, I have Tom Brady wearing the Infinity Gauntlet with 6 rings. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Train Man out.